All right, Shalom. As always, I have to give all thanks and praises unto our power, the power of Israel, not the power of any other nation. And seeing that I don't come in my own name, what is his name? Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Wabrakakwaдаsh. Peace, blessings, and much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth to the rest of the church who believe as well. You men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons, and daughters also. The water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel and the nation of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. So with so much happening in the world, it's really good news for the Lord's believers. I'm going to find this article. A member of the Rothschild family had recently just died, so I should have saved the article. I'm going to just click on what shows up. So this is on Los Angeles Times. Member of prominent Rothschild family found dead after Laurel Canyon house fire, neighbor said. Neighbor said a man found dead in a Laurel Canyon home that burned on Wednesday was William Rothschild, a member of the prominent banking family. The fire was put out by 45 firefighters in a little more than 30 minutes, with some returning a day later to extinguish a small section of the home that was still smoldering. So that's a token of what's coming to all of you elites. Judgment's coming. Even though you have all this money, you have all this power, you come from this dominant family, it doesn't take away that you can still die. It doesn't take away that you're still immortal. It does not take away the judgment of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai still rests upon you. Okay? A man found dead after his Laurel Canyon house was badly damaged in a fire Wednesday afternoon was a member of the prominent Rothschild banking family, neighbor said. The body discovered at the Lookout Mountain Avenue property was that of William Rothschild. 3 people told the Times on Thursday. A magazine seen at the property was addressed to W.M.D. Rothschild. The Rothschilds, a sprawling Jewish family, originally from Frankfurt, Germany, long dominated European banking, with its English and French branches playing major roles in finance and politics, most notably during the 18th and 19th centuries. At one point, the Rothschilds were widely considered to have amassed the largest private fortune on earth. So that's the point. So this man had recently been burned on fire. And there's a lot of judgments that a person could be judged by. And to be burned on fire, that's a horrible way to go out. And I believe he was in his late 70s. So he probably thought he was going to live a little bit longer, die of natural causes, comfortably in his home. You know, it basically stated he wasn't the type of guy to be seen like that. He was always in the background. He wasn't the center of attention. But nevertheless, he comes from this family known as the Rothschild family, who just happens to be one of the top elite families throughout all the world. One of the top families of Esau Edom, the Rothschild family, or the Red Shield, the Red Child. Just like if you were to see an Edomite get angry, you would watch their face turn red. Even in older cartoons, like Looney Tunes or Walt Disney, certain characters, when they would get angry, you would see their face turn red. So Rothschild or Red Child or Wicked Child, they know they go back to Esau, Edom. But this happening to this man is just a token showing you that you elites can't escape the judgment of the Lord. And your kingdom is falling and you're about to fall right along with it. So get ready. Now, when you look at the elite families, the majority of them are up in age. They're older men. But then when you look at the elect, the majority of us are younger men, 20s, 30s, 40s, right? But you also have older men within this ministry as well, who may be in their 50s, 60s, still doing the work of the Lord. But what we're doing is totally contrary to who they are. They are the wicked. The earth has been governed by them because the earth has been given over to them for a certain time. So now, let's go to the scriptures. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord, Yahushua Mashiach, and beseeching someone is begging them. Now we beg you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as that the day of Mashiach is at hand. So the day of Yahushua is closer now than ever before. Let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. And guess what? This is the beautiful thing. That falling away has already happened. And that man of sin be revealed. That man being Esau, Edom. And the Rothschild family just happens to be one of the elite top families of Esau, Edom. They've been revealed. You know them as the so-called Illuminati. For that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, which goes back to, 64 to 67 AD, when we were conquered and ramshacked by the Romans under General Titus. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And the son of perdition, again, is Esau, Edom. They're being exposed. They're being sought out and judged by the Lord right now. And even before that ultimate judgment comes, they're still getting judged right now. They're trying to prolong their life now. Just like a few years back, it wasn't that long ago, but it was a member of the Rockefeller family, which is a part of the Rothschild family. It's another extension of that same family. But I forget this man's name. He was up in age. He went through 8 heart transplants. And then he eventually just gave up the spirit. So as much as he was trying to add to his life, you can't be an immortal. That's not your blessing. You can't live forever. That blessing was only for Jacob, not you Edomites. All right? Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God. And that's what these elites do. They're the ones setting rules. They're the ones allowing executive orders to be passed. They're the ones who have the world in chaos. The elites of Esau, Edom, and all these other nations they follow behind. Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So they don't give a damn about what we're saying, because in their mind, they're God. They don't care about the words of the Lord. That's why they cast the words of the Lord behind their back. They'll make oaths. They'll do all these different promises and then break every last one of them while swearing on the Bible. They're not, although they come off as the children of light, they're not who you think they are. They're not good people. These are very wicked, evil people. They drink blood. They sacrifice children. They allow drugs to be passed through urban communities. They allow people to be locked up for crimes that they had nothing to do with. Once they're found out they're innocent, they get no compensation. They allow men to be sodomized and raped behind prison walls. They don't allow men to have an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Everything in this society is unjust, man. Somebody commits adultery with someone's wife, you're not able to do nothing about it, or you have to face the consequences. All these things, all this chaos, all this of what the Lord has set up for us to do, all this opposition against the Lord is because the wicked who has been set up as the gods of this current world really think in their mind they are the Most High. They really think in their mind there is no one or nothing above them. And if there is, it looks just like them and it agrees with them. And that's not even true. All right? Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. And now they're being revealed. And as they're being revealed, their judgments are being broadcasted. Not only are their judgments being broadcasted, their wickedness is being broadcasted. Not only just by the men of the Lord, the men you see coming out here doing this work, right? But also being broadcasted by their own people. Now, when I first heard about the Illuminati, I came across a man by the name of John Todd. Once I came across John Todd and the Illuminati, it changed my thoughts. It really gave me a real life perspective on how I've been bamboozled. The witchcraft in the music industry, you know, people selling their soul for fortune and fame. Once I came across the Illuminati and those selling their soul to the devil, I was hooked. I couldn't even look into anything else because I was just so hooked and drawn into these things that I was like, wow, this is crazy, man. This world is not what you think it is. And then soon after that, you know, I started making different changes in my life, but my biggest change didn't come until I actually found the truth. I started making smaller changes once I found out about the Illuminati and how these devils run the world and how everything isn't what it seems. But it was really coming to this truth that really gave me a change of mind and looking at things totally different and wanting to make changes in my life. Okay? Because those who run this world, they have rigged it to where you have to be evil. You have to be a sellout. You have to turn your back on the Lord if you really want to get somewhere. That's something they're not trying to tell you. And now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. So going all the way back to that time of this being stated, the mystery of iniquity was already working. So Paul already knew Esau, Edom was being the devil already. But it wasn't necessarily revealed by the masses of Israel who the devil is. But at that time, it's like, well, whoever the devil is, they're definitely already at work, right? Well, now we know who the devil actually is. And he's been working. And he's been going hard at it. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And William Rothschild, he got consumed in his own house. He got took out by way of fire. And guess who did that? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Everything goes back to the Lord. All right? Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So you elites that are alive when he returns, you're going to be blasted at his appearance. You're going to be zapped by thunderbolts. You're going to be hit by thermonuclear missiles. For those of you who get caught up in that judgment, others of you, you may be hidden out in underground bunkers. You might have left America, well, wherever you are. And when I say wherever you are, I mean wherever you are going to be found and you are going to be thrown into slavery. And you're going to be paid double for what's been done to the children of Israel. And in particular, you elites, you're going to have it the worst of everybody. Because you're behind all this madness. So when the time comes, you're going to have to pay. And that time is soon to come. Sooner than what you know. You put all these different movies out, all these different video games, all these different shows, full of what? Full of your demonic imagery, full of your demonic symbolism. The fact that people are up on that is also more proof that your secrecy is decaying. And secrecy is a part of their power. Their secrecy is being casted away. They know it too. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 6. In verse 13. Before I go there, hold on, let me see something. I'll just jump back to 12. Proverbs chapter 6 and 12. A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a forward mouth. And Esau is a naughty person. Esau is a worthless man, very wicked. They're the men of perdition, the men of destruction. He winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet. He teacheth with his fingers. So, man. Something flew in my eye. I don't know what that was. So when you look at these elite, when you look at these Masons, look at the signs and symbols they throw up. What does that remind you of? It reminds you of what? Street gangs. Because street gangs take after the Masons. All right? When you look at the Crips and the Bloods, you have the 33rd Street Crip gang. Okay? Which goes back to what? 33rd degree Masons. When you look at the Crips, it goes back to the word, what's that word? Cryptic, which means hidden. Because before your blood is exposed, what color is it? It's blue. But then once it's exposed to oxygen, it becomes red. So typically, blood could be blue or red. It could be interchangeable. So the Bloods and the Crips, the Bloods come from the Crips. They started off as Crips, and then there was a disagreement. And then it branched off into what you have now as the Pyrus and the Damus in that life. And they know, well, they don't really know, but for those who are at the top, those who have been around for a while, they know these things go back to Masonry. Because what happened was the CIA got involved with a lot of these street gangs, infiltrated these street gangs with Masonic undertones. All right? Every last gang out there, Masonry is in it. Okay? So again, looking at the Crips and the Bloods, as much as they look at each other as being the opposite, it's the same thing. Because Crips, which goes back to cryptic or hidden, when your blood is hidden, it's blue. Which is also why you have a family known as the Blue Bloods. So these these Masons, they speak with their hands. They speak with symbols. They speak with codes that only certain people are meant to understand. The blood hand sign is really 666. Okay? You look at how these street gangs operate, it's really nothing more than a cult. It's nothing more than idol worship. Okay? You got gangster disciples, then you got the Satan's disciples. Satan's disciples, I think they started off as a whole bunch of what looked to be Edomites. But then you had the gangster disciples, right? And then the founder of the gangster disciples, or one of the founders, is who? Larry Hoover. And then another man that helped who was one of the founders of the GDs, his name is David Barksdale, I think it is. And they call him King David. So they try to, hit you with giving you the 6-pointed pentagram, which has nothing to do with our heritage, and then name this man King David to where it looks like there's a Jewish undertone under the gangster disciples, because in reality, it goes back to Masonry. It goes back to that satanic organization known as the Freemasons, man. All right? Which is also linked with the Ku Klux Klan. I forget the guy's name. I believe it was Adam. Was it Adam Weisenhut? I think Adam is definitely in the name. He winketh with his eyes. When you wink your eye, what do? You close one of your eyes, which leaves one eye open, which also goes into their one eye symbolism. Okay? It also tells you how a man who winks with his eye is just a wicked man. He ain't up to no good. He speaketh with his feet. You have men who crip walk, they blood walk, they speak with their feet. Well, all that goes back to Masonry. How they stand in their pictures, how they have their body language, it's all Masonic. He teacheth with his fingers, and that goes into their symbols. Always throwing up the devil horns, always throwing up 666, always throwing up one hand over one eye. Okay? All these have satanic undertones, and it goes back to Masonry, who these elites have taken over and have turned to wickedness, because the original Masons were actually Israelites, but it was hijacked and made to what it is now. All right? And they take the black and white checkerboard symbolism going back to King Solomon's temple. Okay? And then they try to link it up and say, well, King Solomon was a Freemason and all this and that. All these different lies are being broadcasted because the wicked is in power. They allow these things to be broadcasted, but then they'll try to hinder the actual truth. Let's go to Proverbs. Cancel that. Let's go to Psalms. Chapter 64 and verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So we have to pray that we're protected from the wicked ways of the elite. They do a whole lot of wicked things behind the scenes that we don't even know about. Burning candles around a pentagram, trying to put curses on men, drinking blood for adrenochrome. Okay? Devouring, consuming baby fetuses. These things aren't just something we're saying just to sound crazy and cuckoo. These are what those at the top are doing. The wicked who have been given the earth. Why would they be called the wicked if they're not wicked. They're indeed wicked. And they're being exposed for being the wicked. And we have to pray that we're protected from these bastards, man. Because they're very evil. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. And you better believe they link up in secret, having secret councils, sitting around some desk, plotting on ways to overthrow you Israelites, plotting on ways to conquer you Israelites, calling you out of your names, calling you niggers, beaners, wetbacks, okay? Calling you whatever name comes to their mind to insult you, finding different ways to poison your food. They're trying to kill us so much, they're not even worried about poisoning their own people. America's one gigantic experiment. And who are the ones experimenting? The elites, the Rothschild family, the DuPonts, right? The Rockefellers, and so forth. Up to no good. So we have to be, truly protected, because there is wickedness in high places that we don't even know. We don't even fully gravitate with what's really being done behind the scenes. We just go off what we know. But guess what? Whatever our imagination can have us thinking, they're probably tripling that in their wickedness. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. So behind the scenes, these devils are talking nonsense on the Lord's people. They're trying to blame us for eating abominable foods that we don't even know was abominable. You eating a cheese pizza with some pork juice on it, right? You eating a hamburger or let's say a turkey hot dog, right? And that turkey hot dog was grilled on the same grill that they was making some damn, some crabs or some shrimp or some type of bottom feeding substance. They're cooking with the same utensils, using the same, forks, spoons, cups, everything that we're doing, we're just going off faith. We don't know. We just don't know. And the elite, they use that against us. At least they try to. See, he's committing adultery. His woman's not a virgin, right? See, he just ate an abominable meal. That pizza had pork on it. It had pork juice on it. See, he's wearing mixed fabrics. He's not supposed to be doing that. So since they're breaking the law, we should be able to poison their food. They try to shoot at the perfect. They try to find ways to justify what they're doing towards us. And they're not justified. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. That's why they do everything in secret. Even when you look at the KKK, they would wear masks and cover their faces. And then these same people would be involved in your schools. They'd be your teachers. They'd be involved in the court system. They'd be your police officers, right? They'd be your friendly neighborhood car salesman. Whatever the case may be. They would always hide their faces, because Esau by nature is really a coward, because they're not living right. That's why they have to be cowardly, because they're doing a whole lot of things that ain't right. It's inconvenient to mankind. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? Because they feel like they're the Most High. They're not worried about consequences or judgment coming upon them. They're not thinking of possibly being set on fire because of a house fire gone wrong, right? Which a house fire in general has already gone wrong. But when I'm saying a house fire that then becomes fatal, okay? These things are going to keep happening to you devils, man. Judgments are going to keep happening until the day comes that America is destroyed off the face of the earth. Yahweh Shai is exalted as the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, under the Heavenly Father, and you're going to be put in slavery, okay? And then after that, you're going to be consumed. All of Israel is going to come together, and we're going to throw you in a bonfire. You're going to be the wood, later turned to stubble. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? That's the Illuminati. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. And you better believe their thoughts are deep. When you look at these movies that these producers and directors be coming up with, you better believe they're having people from up top tap them on the shoulder and give them ideas, giving them the okay, because their thoughts are deep. To be able to poison your food and you not know it, to be able to poison the oxygen that you're breathing and you not even know it, for them to be able to create meat that's not even real meat, but rather is cloned meat, that's some deep thinking right there. We have to understand what we're up against. If we don't have the Heavenly Father Yahweh and His only begotten Son Yahweh Shai, it's an impossible battle. But we have all that we need. We have the Father and we have the Son. And they've given us all the mysteries that we need, all the secrets. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. So nuclear destruction is going to be sent towards you devils. Suddenly they shall be wounded. So your kingdom is going to be annihilated, destroyed. And then wherever you may reside, you're going into slavery if you survive the catastrophic event such as nuclear destruction. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So you have Edomites exposing what these devils are doing. And going back to what I said earlier, it started off with me hearing about John Todd. And he was an Edomite exposing what these Edomites be doing behind the scenes. The truth of the matter. This was an Edomite exposing them, who was once a part of that dark world. And then guess what happened to the guy? He just vanishes. He disappears. Supposedly no one knows what happens, right? They know what happened to him. If he's not already dead, he's on some deserted island somewhere, captivated, being tortured all the days of his miserable life. But more than likely he's dead. Okay? Or he had a name change. Changed his identity, because they do that stuff too. But I personally believe he's probably dead, man, for speaking out. Because if you're not covered by the blood of the Lamb, you're not able to say a lot of the things that we say and just get away with it. You have a lot against you. If you're not covered by the blood of Yahweh Shai, man, you're in trouble. Job chapter 20. Job chapter 20 and verse 5. That the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So William Rothschild, he had his moment. Now when he comes back to the earth, he's coming back as a slave. He's coming back as a little measly slave that's going to be brutally tortured. He's not going to have it easy. Although it said, yeah, he was laid back in terms of just being out the way, he wasn't all up in the way. All of them are like that. All of them are recluses. All of them hide themselves in secret. That's how they live. Because they know what they do in their life is not right. And if people really knew what they did, people would seek to kill them. Okay? And they're just living wealthy, So they don't have to worry about clocking into work. They don't have to worry about operating this company over here and hoping to keep it running. They're set, all right? And they're set based off of the backs of you Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans. And in particular, they're taking the identity of you Negroes. They're taking our identity and saying that they're the Jews. And they're not, okay? We're the Jews. We're the Lord's people. Starting with the so-called Negro. We're the Jews. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? So you devils can live it up while you can, because in our kingdom, it's going to be like you never existed. It's going to be like you were never in power. After you serve your punishment and you get rounded up to be burned, it's going to be like you never existed. It's going to be a thing that just never happened. That's what it's going to seem like. You're not going to matter anymore after you get that ass whooped in the kingdom. You got to pay double first. But then after you pay double, all Edomites are going to be done away with. Okay? Now, if the Lord decides to bring you back as a cockroach after that, then that's his will. Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity, Rothschild family, the elite banking families. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. So because it's in your power to be wicked, that's why y'all are wicked. Also because you were created to be the devil. You were created to be evil. So hearing about what happened to this man, you Israelites should see such a story and rejoice. You shouldn't see that as a light matter. This is a man from one of the elite families of the earth, which has a big pull on your life, man. A lot of your problems, a lot of your oppression, a lot of what's going on in your life that's giving you a problem, I'm telling you, it's because they're behind it. They're the ones poisoning our food, man. They're the ones allowing women to be whores. They're the ones allowing people to just be wicked all they want to, but then give you a penalty if you get caught for it. And that penalty is what? They'll lock you up. And then after they lock you up, they release you again and then tell you it's okay to do whatever you want to do. That's confusion. Okay? And not only that, when you're serving the Lord in truth and in sincerity, they don't want that though either. They'll allow you to be a tranny. They'll allow you to get away with pedophilia. In some cases, if you're a part of them, if you're down with them, they'll allow you to get away with those things, right? But then punish others who do the same things that they do, which is hypocrisy. Okay? But they work evil in their beds and they don't feel comfortable until they could come up with some wicked, evil, crafty plan to take down you Israelites. Because they can't stand us and we can't stand them either, man. All right, I'm going to bring out one more scripture and I'm going to just close it up. Okay? Matthew chapter 12 and verse 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So Satan is divided against himself. You have Edomites exposing Edomites, man. You have Edomites exposing the hypocrisy amongst politicians. Exposing the hypocrisy amongst the government. Exposing the hypocrisy amongst the elite families. The shadow government. You have their own people exposing them for their wickedness. And you think because of that, that's a light matter? If Satan rises against himself, that's a good sign. He's almost out of here. And now you have Russia. They have a missile known as the Satan II missile. That's not the only missile they have now. But one of their missiles is known as the Satan II missile. And that Satan II missile is going to be sent over here against Satan. So there ain't no way that Satan's going to stand. Seeing William Rothschild went out in the blaze of glory in his own home, well, that's how America's going down. By the blaze of glory, by them thermonuclear missiles. And one of them nuclear missiles is actually called a Satan II missile. And it's going to be used to take down Satan. So you elites, you better get ready for your judgment. More judgments are coming your way, man. You think you're doing everything in secret, but you're not in secret. But I pray and hope this lesson, it was simple, easy to understand and edifying. And I got to give all thanks and praises unto our power, the power of Israel, not the power of any other nation. And what is his name, seeing that I don't come in my own name? Yahweh, Bahashum Yahawashi, Bahashum Rakakwadash. Until next time, Lord willing, hey, another day closer to the kingdom. One of these days, man, it's going to be our last times teaching. And this society is going to be wrapped up like a burrito.